champagne? Anything?
Oh, I would love it. Thank you.
I'll be back.
Oh, Jensen. You are so lucky. Hamilton's such a wonderful man.
Then you marry him.
Don't start.
I'm not in love with him.
Love? I wasn't in love with your father, may he rest in peace, when I married him. But love came, and it will for you.
No. I've made up my mind. I am calling off the wedding.
This has been fun. But all good things must come to an end. I hope you enjoy it. You girls take care of yourselves. And I will see you soon.
Oh, Mr. King, what? This is outrageous.
What is wrong with driving three beautiful ladies home from the beach?
I'm talking about your attire. This is our most important night of the year. Our country club party, and you come dressed in a swimming suit.
All right, will you relax? I got my tux downstairs in the locker room.
I'm the one who got you into this club, and I'm the one who can get you kicked out. Now, you embarrass me one more time, and believe me, I will.
Conrad, we both know how I became a member here. So don't threaten me, Mr. Club President. Wouldn't be good for your health. Wouldn't be good for your pocketbook either. Oh, excuse me. Emily, baby. What a great dress you almost have on. I love it.
Hello, Wally.
It's for you. Hey, Doc, how's the new hot tub?
Fine.
You know, you ever have any problems with it, you give me a call. I'll make sure it gets fixed. Personally.
You're dripping on my patent leather.
What do you know? So I am. Hey, anyone here seen my rubber ducky? No?
That man is an absolute swine.
No, Mother. He's the only member of this club with a sense of humor.
Wally.
Well, there she is, my favorite little cartoonist.
Well, you've certainly managed to ruffle a few feathers.
Only a few? Well, the night is young yet.
Wally, we need to talk.
My ears are your ears.
No, someplace private.
My privates are your privates.
You're unbelievable.
That's what they say.
How about the sauna? 10 minutes?
Jensen, they've opened the doors to the ballroom.
Mrs. Farnsworth, you look absolutely wonderful tonight. How about saving me a dance?
Only if it's on your grave.
Is that a yes or no?
Come along, dear.
Wait a minute, I'm not finished talking to your daughter yet.
Sure.
Oh, Wally! Are you all right?
You ever touch my fiancée again, I'll kill you.
Sorry. I'm fine. I'm fine. Nothing a quick sauna wouldn't fix. Right?
Go.
Evening, Mr. King.
$5, Archie. How many fingers am I holding up?
4.
Wrong. Here's 20 for you. I'm taking a quick sauna. I'm expecting some company. So if you hear anything, be a pal, don't interrupt us. You got it?
Whatever you say, Mr. King.
Nobody in here but us Indians, Jensen. Come on in. What's the deal here?
It's Burke's Law.
Oh, Amos, Peter. I'm so glad. Oh, everything is fine. Everything is just fine, yeah. Oh, yes.
What's in the bag, Vinny?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Shh. Come on. Close that door.
What's going on?
The bag.
Vinny, calm down.
What's in it?
I was on the pier. I was watching the sailboats, and I was wishing that I had one, you know? And then I saw it sitting on the bench. I thought, oh, somebody forgot their lunch. I thought it was going to be, celery, artichokes, but no. It was lettuce. Look, it's $1 million. I've never seen $1 million before, have you? Well, yeah, you have, but I mean, oh, how do I get to keep it?
Vinny, if you found $1 million, that means someone lost $1 million. I mean, odds are it belongs to a criminal. It could be drug money or from a bank robbery.
But wait a minute. But what if it's not? Suppose you check on it and nobody claims it. Then do I get to keep it?
Well, Vinny, if there's nothing fishy about this money you found on the pier and no one claims it within 90 days, it's yours.
90 days. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm rich. I've hit the jackpot. Okay, I'm gonna go. Can I have a receipt for that? No. All right, I trust you. Oh, I'm a rich man.
Yeah? All right, we're on our way. A member of the Beverly Grand Country Club has been murdered.
How?
Somebody cooked his goose.
Well, I hope you like your victims well done, Chief, because we can't send this one back.
How'd it happen?
This was jammed in the door handles, locking him inside, and the sauna thermostat was redlined at 200 degrees. Look at his hands, bruised from pounding on the door for help, but no one came.
He looks familiar.
Well, he should. You see him on TV commercials 24 hours a day. Wally King.
Right. The king of spas. If you didn't buy your sauna, steam bath, or hot tub for me, you got soaked.
Did you get an ID on the golf club yet?
Well, there's no name on the shaft, but there's at least one good set of prints on it.
What about the sauna thermostat?
White clean.
Who found the body?
Jensen Farnsworth.
I'll go talk with him.
Him is her.
A woman in the men's locker room?
It's not as shocking as it sounds. Certain members have been known to use our facilities for late-night rendezvous. Mr. King among them.
Chief, this is Archie Cook. He runs the men's locker room.
Hello, Mr. Cook. Did you see Mr. King? Oh, excuse me. Did you know that Mr. King was in the sauna?
I didn't even know he was in the locker room.
And where were you?
I must have been in the laundry, getting towels.
You didn't hear anything. You didn't hear anyone come in. And you didn't hear Mr. King pounding on the door for help.
No. I wished I had. I liked Mr. King. He always treated me with respect.
Golf club was so hot I could barely hold on to it long enough to pull it from the sauna door handles.
What were you doing in the men's locker room, Miss Farnsworth?
I was meeting Wally. We were gonna make love in the sauna.
So you two were lovers?
No. Somebody killed him before we got a chance to. And I have a pretty good idea who. My fiancé, Hamilton Payne III. Earlier tonight, he attacked Wally in the lobby.
Attacked?
He knocked him down in front of everybody. And then to make matters worse, I broke off our engagement tonight. And Hamilton asked if it was because of Wally. I said yes. I've fallen in love with Wally King. Hamilton went crazy, and that's when he said it.
Said what?
Our wedding may be off, but Wally King is a dead man.
Mr. Payne, I'm Chief Burke. This is my son, Detective Burke.
How are you?
It's a nice balloon.
Well, glad to hear you say that. Thinking of buying the company that designed it. I'm a venture capitalist. I buy small companies with large potential.
Like the one who made this.
That's right.
What happened to your hand?
Oh, I burned it.
How?
Firing up the balloon's gas jet this morning. It's nothing.
Can I interest either one of you gentlemen in purchasing one of these?
No, our only interest now is in Wally King's murder.
My suspect?
Maybe this sounds familiar. Our wedding may be off, but Wally King's a dead man.
Well, out of context, that does sound pretty bad, doesn't it?
Would you care to put it in context?
Well, my fiancée had just told me that our wedding was off. And to add insult to injury, I find out that it was because of that pathetic slob, Wally King.
And now that Wally King's out of the way, what? You hope to win her back?
Yes. But I didn't have to kill him to do it. If there's one thing I've learned in business, is that problems like Wally King have a way of taking care of themselves.
Well, Mr. Venture Capitalist, would you care to venture a guess who wanted Wally King dead?
Easy. My fiance's mother, Frances Farnsworth. When Wally King joined the club, she attacked him. She practically clawed his eyes out.
Why?
Well, you're gonna have to ask her that one.
Oh, we will. Peter, let's see if Mr. Payne's lead is a solid one or just full of hot air. That's Wagner's opera de Valkyrie. Beverly Mayfair.
You know her?
No, she's the premier diva at the New York City Civic Opera Company.
Brava! Beverly, brava!
Mrs. Farnsworth.
Opera isn't opera unless you hear it live. I flew Beverly in for a private performance. But you must be here about Wally King.
Yes, we understand that you didn't exactly see eye to eye with him.
The man was an abomination.
Then you did attack him?
You bet I did. The very first day he was a member of our country club, I found him hiding in the women's locker room. He said he was taking measurements for a new sauna he was donating to the club. He was taking measurements, all right, of the 6 naked women who were in the shower at the time. One of them, my daughter.
That's me. Excuse me.
I'm glad you mentioned your daughter, Mrs. Farnsworth. I'm sure you weren't happy about her interest in Wally King.
You think I killed Wally King to keep him away from Jensen?
The thought crossed my mind.
Well, cross it off. Because the problem wasn't with Wally King. It was my daughter. If I killed every boyfriend of hers that I didn't like, I would be a mass murderer. Ah, Beverly's back for an encore. You're welcome to join me if you like.
Thank you.
Dad, you're gonna have to take a rain check. That was Lily. She identified the owner of the golf club that locked Wally King in the sauna. It belongs to the club president, Conrad Hill.
Lose your ball, Conrad?
I'll find it. I'll find it.
Oh, you'd better. There's $100 riding on this hole. I know how much you hate to lose, especially money.
Yeah. Well, there it is. I found it. And would you know it, a perfect lie.
I want to apologize for interrupting your game.
Chief Burke, this is one of our club members, Dr. John Richmond.
Terrible thing about Wally King, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry.
That's the 3rd time I've done that today. There we go.
I hope you've come to tell us that you caught Wally King's the killer.
No, but we've got a very strong suspect.
Oh, good, good, good.
It looks like a 5-iron to me. But you don't have a 5-iron.
No, I know. I must have lost it.
No, we found it. It's the same club that was used to lock Wally King into the sauna.
Now, wait a minute. Just because it happened to be my club doesn't mean I killed him.
It doesn't mean you didn't either.
Well, I would be pretty stupid to use one of my own golf clubs to commit a murder.
Oh, very smart.
I keep my clubs in the bag room. Anyone could have walked by and picked it up. And besides, I had absolutely no reason to kill Wally. I mean, he's an old friend. Oh, too bad, Doc.
Gone with the 8-iron. Who do you think killed Wally King?
I haven't the faintest idea. But whoever it is, it was not a member of this club.
No?
No, no. Well, this is the most exclusive country club in America. Our members do not go around killing each other. Except on the golf links, of course. Well, I'll accept checks or cash, Doctor.
What kind of a doctor is he?
Plastic surgeon.
I ran the country club's membership through the computer. 2 names came back with arrest records. One is our opera fan, Frances Farnsworth.
What was she arrested for?
Shoplifting. Not once, 15 times, in some of the finest stores in Beverly Hills. A court-appointed psychiatrist diagnosed her as a kleptomaniac, so she's never gone to jail.
A kleptomaniac does not a murderer make.
How about someone who was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon?
Who was assaulted?
Wally King.
Who did the assaulting? Our plastic surgeon, Dr. John Richmond. Hello. I'm looking for Dr. Richmond. He's expecting me.
Oh, yeah, she sure is. Here you go.
Oh, Chief Burke. Right on time.
Chief Burke. I thought you were Dr. Furtado.
On the phone, you said it was urgent?
It is. What you're doing is more urgent than my being here. I'll wait outside.
No, nonsense. I'm almost finished. What did you need to see me about?
A little matter of attempted murder.
Yeah, I guess my wife won the bet.
What bet?
Just how long it would take before the police suspected I was the one that killed Wally King?
Well, we know that 6 months ago you attempted to kill him with a scalpel, no less.
That's right. If he hadn't gotten away, I'd have cut his heart out. Would you mind holding your finger right there?
Of course.
I'm just kidding.
So am I.
Okay, people, she's closed. Somebody get that?
I hate to say this, but as a surgeon, you seem a little,
Clumsy? That's why I became a surgeon. I'm a total klutz. A major muscle group disaster. However, surgery has nothing to do with major muscle groups. It has to do with these. Believe it or not, when I walk into an operating room, these turn into precision instruments.
Which brings us back to the scalpel attack on Wally King.
Mm-hmm. Well, the king of spas promised me a good deal on a hot tub. Unbeatable price, personalized service. So I took him up on it.
You were unhappy with his work?
No. Oh, he had installed it on time and on budget and all that, but when I came home early to try it out, I discovered my wife was already putting the tub through its paces with Wally King.
And that's when you attacked him?
I'm human. I lost my temper. But I'm also a physician. I don't take lives. I save them.
Thanks for your time, Doctor.
Sure. Oh, by the way, have you had a chance to talk to Jensen Farnsworth yet?
My son questioned her the night of the murder. She's the one who found the body.
Hmm. She's also the one who tried to run Wally King down in the club parking lot with her Porsche.
She did?
Oh, yeah. About 6 months ago.
Do you know why?
No. But it doesn't take a genius to figure out that makes her a suspect.
No. But it takes a cop to find out why.
I'm sorry I'm such a mess. I was just mixing up a new batch of inks.
You're filthy rich.
I'm comfortable.
The cartoon strip Filthy Rich is yours.
Guilty as charged.
I love this. You really know how to lampoon the rich. It's great.
Well, it's easy when you grow up with a silver spoon in your mouth. I even had silver braces.
What about this? This is great. This is going in tomorrow's paper, what?
No. My strip is syndicated in over 300 newspapers across the country, so I have to stay 6 weeks ahead. But I don't think you came here to talk about the funny papers.
You told me you loved Wally King.
I did.
Trying to run him down in the country club parking lot doesn't sound like love to me.
God, I almost forgot about that.
Then it's true. You tried to run him down with your car?
It was before I even knew him.
You didn't even know the guy and you tried to kill him.
Let me put it this way. At that point, Wally King knew me a lot better than I knew him.
You mean when he snuck into the ladies' locker room and...
Right. The day I tried to run him over, I had just been told that he'd taken pictures of us in the shower and he was showing them around the club.
What a guy, huh?
Wally dove into the fountain to avoid my car and he just looked so pathetic, lying there soaked. I actually felt sorry for him.
Don't tell me that's when you fell in love with the guy.
Yes, can you believe it?
Jensen, the man was old enough to be your dad.
Now you're starting to sound like my mother.
Sorry, none of my business.
By the way, I found out that it was not true. He did not take pictures of us in the locker room. It was just a rumor.
Have you heard any rumors about who wanted to kill Wally King?
No rumors. But I have my suspicions. Although I feel kind of funny telling you.
If you know anything about this investigation, tell me.
There was one person who wanted Wally kicked out of the club, and I think she would do just about anything to see that it happened.
What's her name? Your mom?
Afraid so.
Obviously, Jensen Farnsworth never heard that blood is thicker than water. First, she accuses her fiancé of murder. Now she points her finger at her mother.
I checked the records at the country club. Francis Farnsworth filed multiple petitions to have Wally King expelled.
Yeah, the only thing harder than getting into the Beverly Glen Country Club is getting kicked out of it.
That's right.
Henry, it's a simple question. How much does Amos pay you?
None of your business.
It is my business if I'm gonna double your salary.
Double my salary?
Uh-huh. You know what my mother always used to say? If you want the best, you gotta pay.
Are we interrupting anything?
Vinny doesn't think you pay me enough. Wants me to go to work for him.
Really, Vinny?
At the restaurant?
Oh, no, I just... I don't know if I told you, but I'm gonna buy the mansion next door.
The thought of all that money seems to be going to your head. The odds are you're not going to be able to keep that $1 million.
Amos, you don't understand. Don't you see, if God gave me that money, he's not gonna take it away. No. I've been chosen. The money's gonna be mine, the house is gonna be mine, and hopefully, Henry will be too. Well, bye-bye.
I think I liked him better when he was poor. Potato leek soup.
Your favorite.
Oh, by the way, Peter, Lily called. She found 3 sets of prints on the 5-iron that locked Wally King in the sauna. One set belongs to club president Conrad Hill.
No surprise, it was his golf club.
Well, Jensen Farnsworth prints are also on the club, which is also no surprise, since we know that she pulled the club out of the sauna door. Thank you, Henry.
If she didn't put it in there first. What about the third set?
This one is a surprise. They belong to our venture capitalist, Hamilton Payne III.
You wonder how his prints got on there.
That's why we get the big bucks. Henry, find out what time Hamilton Payne teed off.
Chief Burke.
Mrs. Farnsworth.
Mrs. Farnsworth, you forgot to sign your charge slip. And should I put the visor on your charge, too?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I had it on. I love it. There you are.
Thank you.
Actually, I'm glad I ran into you.
Oh, why is that?
Well, you petitioned the membership committee to have Wally King expelled from the club 7 times.
Is that supposed to mean I killed him?
It keeps you a suspect.
On a very long list. Except for my daughter, I don't think you can find a single member of this club that liked the swine. Now, if you excuse me, I have a foursome waiting.
Distance.
85 yards to the pin. Wind negligible. Green slopes gently right to left. Recommend pitching wedge.
Another startup company you're considering?
No, I already own this one. Chip, the computer caddy. Pitching wedge.
Pitching wedge.
Let me guess. More questions about Wally King?
We found your fingerprints on the golf club that was used to lock Wally King in the sauna.
Nice shot, Mr. Hamilton Payne III.
Still have a few bugs to work out.
So do I. How did your prints get on the club?
I have no idea. Whose club was it?
Your president's. Conrad Hill.
Well, then that explains it. We played together the afternoon of the annual ball. I shanked a shot into the water on the 15th hole, and I threw my 5-iron in after it. I needed a 5-iron in the next hole, so I borrowed Conrad's.
I'll check your story out.
Look, I hated Wally King, but I didn't kill him.
Something doesn't make sense. If everyone hated Wally King the way they seem to, how did you become a member of the club to begin with?
Well, when the club president comes to you and says, as a personal favor, I want you to vote Wally King in, you do it.
Conrad Hill got him in?
Jammed him down the membership's throats would be more accurate.
I think I'd better have a little chat with your president.
Conrad was in the foursome ahead of me. You could probably catch him in the locker room. Come along, Chip.
Yes, sir.
There you go, Mr. Collins.
Archie, it's Chief Burke.
Oh, how are you, Chief?
Fine. I'm looking for Conrad Hill.
Oh, you just missed him. He's on his way home for the day. Mr. York, I replaced those spikes on your shoes. Better than new.
Thanks, Archie. How do you do that, Archie?
Do what?
You're blind. How did you know it was Mr. York?
I recognized his walk.
You can recognize every member by their walk?
Oh, most.
You know, don't you?
Know what?
Who killed Wally King?
No. Like I told you, I was in the laundry room when it happened.
Archie, you can recognize a man by his footsteps. I can recognize a man who is lying.
Yeah. I heard somebody come through the locker room just before Mr. King was killed.
Who?
The club president. Conrad Hill.
Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so true. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you, love with you.
Hey, you're very good.
Well, thank you. We're just tuning up for the barbershop quartet sing-off in a month or so. It's a pity that we didn't enter the quintet competition. You got a lovely pair of pipes.
Thank you. Now, I've got a song for you.
Yeah?
There'll be a hot time in the old town tonight. Or maybe it should be, there'll be a hot time in the old sauna tonight.
Same time tomorrow, fellas. Okay. I thought we'd settle the matter of my golf club being used in the King murder.
So did I. But now there's the small matter of an eyewitness. Or make that an ear witness.
Are you referring to my locker room attendant, Archie Cook?
He was lying to protect you. It's rare to find that kind of loyalty in an employee these days.
I saved Archie's life in Korea, although I couldn't save his sight. Yes, I lost a bit of the use of one of my legs. After the war, I got Archie the job at the club. So I suppose you could say that I earned his loyalty, but I have never asked him to lie for me.
He said he heard you walking through the locker room just moments before the killing. You have a very distinctive walk.
You limp. I noticed it on the golf course.
Yes, that's right. I walk just like anyone with a cane. Or a killer, carrying a 5-iron and using it as a cane to sound like me.
Are you saying that you weren't in the locker room?
Absolutely not. Not until after the body was found.
You bullied the other members of the club to take Wally in, and then you refused to let them kick him out. Why?
Because I'm careless. Wally installed a hot tub in our home, and a week later it broke. I called him back, and he found the problem. A small gold heart with a chain had been sucked into the pump. Unfortunately, the inscriptions on the little heart made it abundantly clear that it did not belong to my wife, but to her best friend.
Are you saying he blackmailed his way in?
It was either get him into the club or make my wife aware that I spent my afternoons playing patty cake with her best friend.
Now that Wally's dead, you have nothing to worry about.
Oh, but I do. If you think that I killed him, I didn't. I swear.
I hope you're telling the truth, Mr. Hill. Somehow, I can't picture you singing the blues.
Well, Hamilton Payne III was right. The rich aren't like everyone else. This guy's got so much clout that when I try to run a background check on him, I hit a bureaucratic wall before I got to his driver's license.
Our suspects may be rich, but they still can't get away with murder.
I don't know, Dad. Come on, we are absolutely nowhere.
Temporarily.
Well, it was bound to happen anyway.
What's bound to happen?
A case we can't solve.
A murder investigation is like a puzzle. Some take longer to solve than others. Burke's Law.
Come on, Dad. In all your years in the force, there's got to be a killer or two that's gotten away.
Well, actually, there were 3. But they haven't gotten away. They're still running. And one day I'm going to catch them.
Lily, make my day. Tell me something good.
Nice looking tie, Pete.
I was hoping for something a little bit more relevant to our investigation.
Ask and you shall receive. There are a half dozen partial prints on the inside of Wally King's locker. I finally determined that 5 of them belong to the victim.
And the 6th?
It belongs to a woman.
No, wait a minute. A woman's fingerprints inside a man's locker room, inside a man's locker. That gets my attention.
Well, then you better get hers. You're a wealthy kleptomaniac. Francis Farnsworth.
Next up on the list.
Good morning.
Good morning. More questions?
I'm afraid so.
I hope you don't mind if I hit a little. I'm going to tee off in 20 minutes.
Now, swing away. I never realized how crowded the ladies' locker room was.
It's not.
Then how did your fingerprint end up in the men's locker room?
Oops. Thought I wiped off all my prints.
Including your prints on the 5-iron?
I never touched that 5-iron, and I did not kill Wally King.
Then how do you explain your fingerprint in his locker?
I did go down to the men's locker room on the night Wally King was killed to leave him a letter.
A letter?
A plea for him to leave my daughter alone. Her marriage to Hamilton Payne was in jeopardy because of him. I've spent a lifetime planning that marriage. I wasn't going to give up without a fight.
I'd like to believe you, Mrs. Farnsworth, but we didn't find a letter from you in his locker.
Either he read it and threw it away, or maybe your killer has it. Anything else?
No. Have a good game.
That's our driving range over there. As a club member, you will have free instruction from the club's pro. And, of course, unlimited balls.
Oh, Amos, look! C'est moi! Cheerio! I do hope that civil servants are not allowed in the club.
Oh, absolutely not.
Wonderful,
no.
then I can join.
Hey, Dad! At least one mystery solved. I found out why it was so hard to run a background check on Hamilton Payne III. We were being blocked by a government agency.
Which one?
Ready for this? CIA.
Sounds like you better do a little snooping.
Ciao. Spells goodbye, Taylor. 6 points, triple word score. Puts me over the top. Game, set, match. Sore loser.
I got a word for you.
Thank you.
8 letters.
Looks like you've uncovered my deep cover.
If we had known you were a trained assassin for the CIA, you would have been our #1 suspect from the very beginning.
Well, then you would have been wrong from the very beginning. The CIA hired me straight out of Harvard. I was their perfect agent. Wealthy family, beyond suspicion when I traveled the world.
To kill people.
Enemies.
How would you classify Wally King?
Rival.
I don't see a difference.
I do. That's why I didn't kill him.
CIA taught you how to kill. I bet you they also taught you how to lie.
Oh, yeah.
Then how am I supposed to know if you're telling me the truth?
Well, I guess you're just gonna have to trust me.
Amos, I really need your advice. I made an offer on the mansion, a deposit on the Rolls Royce. I post-dated a check to the country club. Okay, my spending days are over. Beep, 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 beep. Now, I'm going to invest the rest. But how? Precious metals, commodities. The First Lady made a killing, right? I hear that pork bellies are up. Amos, what do you think?
My advice to you is caution.
Right, right. Oh, T-bills. Gotcha.
No, I was thinking more about not counting your money before you're sure it's your money.
Why? Have you heard something? Did somebody claim it?
No, nothing yet.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad. It's kismet. The money is mine.
Filthy rich?
The dirtier, the better.
No, I'm talking about Jensen's cartoon in today's paper. You better have a look, Dad.
Yeah, but it's dry heat. Jensen must have drawn this after the murder.
No. She told me her cartoons are syndicated. She has to stay at least 6 weeks ahead of publication.
6 weeks? Jensen Farnsworth is either a psychic or our killer.
Looks pretty bad, doesn't it?
Downright premeditated.
I had no reason to kill Wally, you know that.
For all I know, you hated Wally as much as anyone else at that country club.
No. I was in love with him.
How do you explain the cartoon?
Coincidence?
You're gonna have to do a lot better than that, Jensen.
Well, you might as well arrest me then, because I can't.
All right, fine. Who sees your work before you send it off to the syndicator?
No one. I take that back. Last month, I did an exhibition of my cartoons at the country club for a fundraiser. I mean, the Sonic cartoon was part of it. I mean, everyone at the club could have seen it.
Well, that's just great. Now I'm back to where I started, with a list of suspects as long as the membership roster.
Well, actually, there's one more name that you could add to the list. I've been thinking about who would want Wally murdered. I mean, obviously everybody at the club had a motive, but then I remembered, you know, there was an employee that also could have wanted him murdered.
Who's that?
The men's locker room attendant, Archie Cook.
What possible motive could Archie have?
Well, Wally used to get all the club members involved in these business deals. He made them money. Archie heard about it, and he asked Wally if he would help him make a killing, too. I don't know all the details, but I do know that Archie lost a bundle.
Maybe Archie decided to make a killing of his own.
Chief Burke, right?
Guess I'll never be able to sneak up on you, Archie.
I guess not.
Like the way you snuck up on Wally King.
What's that supposed to mean?
My son learned that you lost a lot of money investing with Wally.
That's not true. I lost everything. Mr. King said he could double my money, guaranteed. So I gave him my life savings. $96,000 gone.
In homicide circles, we call that a motive for murder.
Oh, I had a motive, all right. And member or not, I decided to tell Wally King what I thought after my guaranteed investment in fish oil went belly up.
Did you threaten him?
You're damn right I did. I used words I forgot I knew.
And what did Wally do?
He said he was sorry, and he gave me this. He said it was a check for every penny I gave him. $96,000. I haven't had a chance to put it in the bank yet. For all I know, he lied about the check, too, just to shut me up.
Well, he did lie to you, Archie. This check is made out for $192,000.
Well, what do you know? He did double my money.
Yeah. I guess Wally King wasn't such a bad guy after all.
If a murder investigation is like a puzzle, Dad, I think someone has stolen one of our pieces.
I'd hate to think that I have another unsolved case file to slip in my desk drawer, but I'm starting to worry about it. No, Henry. Peter and I'll do the dishes tonight. I don't want you to feel that you're overworked and underappreciated.
Look, Chief, if you don't want to give me a raise, just say so.
I don't want to give you a raise. But I may have to give you a bonus. You've just helped me solve the Wally King murder. Peter, call the Beverly Glen Country Club. Book the terrace for tomorrow.
Why?
We're throwing a going-away party. I hope you helped yourself to the champagne I ordered. After all, this is a party.
Just what are we celebrating?
What else? The arrest of Wally King's killer. I should put you under arrest right now.
Do you still think that I killed Wally King?
I heard what you said to Vinnie Piatti on his tour of the club. And it's against the law to deny anyone club membership based on race, religion, or the fact that they're a civil servant. Oh, Jensen. You've been getting away with murder.
But I didn't do it.
And I'm talking about how you portray the rich in your comic strip. It's irreverent, vicious, and painfully honest. Keep up the good work. Mrs. Farnsworth, you lied to me.
No.
About your handicap. I watched you on the golf course. You're deadly with a 3-wood. Do your fellow country club members know that you used to work for the CIA and that you're a trained killer?
Well, I guess they do now.
Well, they should also know that you didn't kill Wally King. You, on the other hand, took a solemn oath to save lives on the day you became a doctor.
Indeed, I did.
Did you break that oath to murder Wally King? I don't think so. Oh, I'm sorry, Archie.
You're wrong, Chief. I didn't kill Mr. King.
Well, I'm talking about the check he wrote you for $192,000. It'll have to be considered as regular income. So, to stay out of trouble with the IRS, make sure you report it at the end of the year. Mrs. Farnsworth, I neglected to mention you're also deadly with a 5-iron. You killed Wally King.
Nonsense.
Oh, you killed him. You might have even gotten away with it if it wasn't for your problem.
What problem?
You're a kleptomaniac. That's what did you in. I saw you coming out of the pro shop wearing this golf glove for the right hand, which makes sense. You're a left-handed golfer. You wear the glove on your right hand. But at the driving range, you took a glove out of your bag. And when you saw me, you went ahead and put it on your left hand. It was this glove.
That's my glove.
That's right. She stole it to conceal her fingerprints, along with your golf club. But, being a kleptomaniac, she just couldn't throw the glove away after she committed the murder. I can prove you killed Wally King, and I know why. To keep him away from your daughter.
Mother? You're wrong. It wasn't to keep him away from her. It was to keep them from doing something unconscionable.
But I love that man.
Jensen, that man was your father.
What?
25 years ago, a young plumber was called to my parents' house to fix a clogged drain.
Wally King?
He was funny, he was charming, but very blue-collar. And I was angry and resentful. My father had just arranged for my marriage to Wilson Farnsworth, a man I barely knew, and I rebelled. A month later, when I married the man you thought was your father, I knew that I was already pregnant with you. I never imagined that this plumber would end up a millionaire himself one day, let alone end up in our social circle. And then when I realized that you had fallen in love with him and were about to take the final step, I had no choice.
Did it ever cross your mind to just tell Jensen the truth?
Never. I wanted my terrible secret to go with me to my grave.
Too bad you had to send someone else to theirs to keep it.
Amos! Peter, I got the call. Is it about the million? Is it mine? Is it mine?
It's yes and no, Vinny.
Yes and no. Don't do that to me. Tell me.
The money was stolen from the evidence room.
Stolen? Oh,
No,
I've been
Vinny,
robbed.
hold on. We recovered it.
Good. And?
And we've determined that the money is technically yours.
Yes!
Based upon the law of finders keepers.
Losers, weepers. I love that law. And I love you guys. And I love the money. And I love being rich.
But there is a problem.
What?
You can't spend it.
I can't spend it. The money's mine, but I can't spend it? I don't understand. I'm confused. Is he speaking in tongues? Peter, help me out.
The money's counterfeit.
The money's counterfeit.
Every single bill, Vinny.
Say it isn't so.
It is so, Vinny.
Ah!
Sit down. You look like you're going to faint.
Oh, my mansion, my rolls, my country club. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, Vinny.
You're sorry? You're sorry? Well, you know what my mother always used to say? Easy come, easy go. Back to the old grind. Thanks so much, Amos. You too, Pete. 99.
Well, that certainly wasn't the reaction I expected from him.
Ah! Ah! I want to die!
That was.